Hey everybody, Greg Whitstock, the Pond Guy, owner of Aquascape. I met many of you at LAL 2021, and I'm excited that Brian is going to have me back for LAL 2022 on November 12th, Saturday, November 12th, and he asked me to come and tell my processes and my techniques about working on the business versus in the business. So if you're excited again to be back at LAL 2022 on November 12th, you're going to hear me live talking about how I learned to work on my business and not in my business. Hope to see you there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Sitting across here from the beautiful wifey for lifey. What's up, baby girl?
Hey.
How you doing?
I still don't feel like I have my voice back.
I know.
Sorry if I sound a little gravelly.
It's crazy. Our voices are absolutely toast. You can probably tell. Maybe not. Sometimes with like technology these days, like the audio sounds pretty decent, but I will tell you guys, our voices are gone and we're exhausted. It's been a long 48 hours trying to recuperate. Post EQUIP EXPO 2022, we thought we'd just do a little debrief. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be coming back. That's going to be their Monday episode. Amazing time down in Louisville, Kentucky. Liz, what are your thoughts so far?
It was such a whirlwind week. It was like you look forward to it all year and then you're like, oh, it's a few days. You know, it's not just like a one-day event, but it still goes by so fast.
It really does. And we had a list of things to see, a schedule of things to do. We shared that list with you guys publicly, and then we had, a couple extra things that we wanted to accomplish while we were there. We
got maybe half of it
I was going to say, dude, realistically, like
it happens every year. We want to see the show, but then we also have all these commitments.
Sure.
And
well, no, we only had 4 commitments,
which doesn't sound like a lot.
It's not. But it is. You only get 4 or 5 hours on Wednesday, a full day Thursday, 4 or 5 hours Friday. And so, if you hang out with a booth takeover for an hour, and an hour.
But they're never an hour. You were at you were at X-Mark for 2.5, 3 hours. That
was a long time. Yeah. And then we were at Toro for 2 hours, which was awesome. And then the Kawasaki booth for an hour, and then Energize, which was amazing. There's so much great stuff that happened this week. It was a really fun week. It was a full week. It was we got to talk to a lot of people for sure. Got to talk to a lot of the companies that we get to work with, and I would love to work with in the future. Just wheeling and dealing. Obviously. It's the outdoor show. Where do you even start with the outdoor demo? I mean, it's well, first off,
a lot happened. So where are you going?
There's so many stories, guys, from this expo. Okay, so let's just zoom out real quick. Maybe you're new to the show. It's Lawn's Lessons Life. We talk about lawn care, landscaping, life, marriage, relationship stuff, a little bit of everything on our show. And just this last week, we had the Super Bowl of trade shows, which is EQUIP EXPO. It is the largest green industry trade show, training event, conference / demo area / see the latest and greatest. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it's not just a trade show. Kentucky. It's not just an educational thing. It's so many things all in one. And I guess that's why it's so hard to see everything, is because there is just so much to it.
Yeah, and also Hardscape North America is there. So if you're a hardscaper, it's an amazing time. Maybe you were there. Fantastic. Awesome. We'll share some stories with you. You guys can probably nod yes and no and laugh along to some of the crazy stories, which we'll share along the way, including the first ever of its kind, a fire at the show.
I knew you were going there.
A very, very important and major fire, which is not good for the brand. A lot of you guys saw that all over social media. The DeWalt prototype stand-on, sit-down battery mower went ablaze out at the demo yard 3 hours after the show's main event.
For the DeWalt team, because it was a prototype mower, to be fair. So this isn't
the one-off.
It's on the market or anything. It's just a prototype.
Right.
A really cool one at that. And I'm sure they were so excited about it.
I thought you were going to say it was pretty hot.
Can you imagine you worked all, not just the past year. I'm sure they've been working on this for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you finally launch it, and then literally within an hour or two later, it's on fire in the demo area.
Yeah.
That's like soul crushing.
Well, I remember what happened to the guy who made the stars for Xmark. He got shipped to Siberia. For real, though, he got canned, low key. I can't even imagine what's going to happen to the DeWalt guy after they give him his lashings. Then they're going to ship him off to do
just such an unfortunate
cold weather testing in Kazakhstan or something.
And then
like
it looks bad for everybody on all the battery, because that's like the big push right now is battery, and every brand has something battery.
We'll get into it. It was a wild show. So, by the way, a couple quick notes. We'll talk about it. Just a little recap. We're not going to go long because, like I said, our voices are toast. Grandma's actually over. If you can't tell, Grandma's over right now, sparring with Emmy.
Sparring is a very good word.
I honestly got my money on my baby girl, because I think Emmy's wild. She's getting more wild every day. Almost 15 months here, another week and a half, and she's growing like a fertilized weed. So after this, we're gonna go actually out to Cider Mill. That's what we do in Michigan. It's a beautiful weather here. It's 70 degrees and sunny. Louisville's like 40, 50s.
We were at parkas. Everybody judged me as I was waiting for like the car,
taking them down.
Yeah, in the hotel and stuff, and they're like, "Oh wow, you're serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's cold." And then here it's like 74 degrees.
Yeah, it's funny because
usually it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's funny because normally it's 67 degrees down south.
Yeah, it feels nice to go down.
The whole Midwest was 40 degrees this year, and then the last day was about 60, 70, but it was a dust bowl out there. We'll get into so many stories. First off, if you guys used our promo code, Brian, to register for EQUIP, thank you guys for the love and the support. First off, we do get a small kickback from that, which definitely goes right back into creating content like this for you guys. It's not a lot, but it does help out. It is appreciated. So thank you, for real. There's quite a few of you guys that use the code. We do really appreciate that. And then number two, thank you guys so much for supporting all the events. I just really, before we jump into a bunch of yak stories, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came to the booth to just show some love and show some support. And even if you've already been to a booth takeover, or you're like, what's a booth takeover? But if you came to a rally or a party or a thing or an event or Energize, right? It really means a lot when people show up, hang out. We do our best. We pour it out there thick to just add value. Just love on you guys. You guys came on out to so many different things that we were doing, the bigger community was doing, Energize, Influencer Live. You zoom out even bigger, the YouTube rally thing from 6 to 9. It is really, really cool to see you guys coming out to those things. It was so much fun. It was so much. There's so many new people this year.
We met so many people. And thank you guys for those of you who said hi to me. I honestly was nervous going to it this year, because I missed, obviously 2020 we all missed. And then last year I wasn't there because we had just had Emmy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is anybody even going to remember who I am?
We were going through the elevator, and you were making fun. You're like, hey, I'm Brian's wife. And then you were like, oh, hey, you're
Emmy's mom.
Emmy's mom. Oh, you're the one that holds the camera.
Yeah.
And you're like, nobody even knows my name. And I'm like, everybody knows who you are. And so when we got to the show, so many of you guys were showing love and saying hey to Liz, which I really appreciate that. Made you feel
really
welcome.
Nice. I'm still not convinced that you weren't paying people, but
I know, right? Me neither. Because there's a lot of people that said, hey, the Blades Direct people, shout out to them. I don't know anything about Blades Direct. I think they sell the diamond saw blades that you use for hardscaping. But the girl in the booth, he actually said, hey, but the girl, the blonde lady, I forget her name.
I can't remember her name.
But she came out. She was so excited to follow. It was really, really cool. It was just a lot of fun. One other quick thing before we shift gears, talk about the couple of recaps, maybe the high level was, as you guys know, LAL 2022. I'm not stopping the promo, dude. It's coming. I've talked to so many people getting things ready, as you guys would imagine here. We got 3.5 weeks, not even. It's going to be a banger. Please come out to the event. Check out launchpreneuracademy.com/store. Get your LAL 2022 ticket.
We had people buying their tickets left and right at Expo, which was awesome. And so many people came up to me and were saying, I don't know if it's just the overall vibe this year, or maybe a different kind of a feeling, because I'm a lady and you're a man, so you probably don't hear a whole lot of the
we're not confused
stories
there, by the way.
But I heard a lot of tough stuff that people have been going through this year, and then were saying how excited they were to come to LAL to kind of get that reboot and get that because we were going to be talking about such X's and O's. We really want to prepare you guys for the recession that's coming. I mean, I'm not speaking that, but
but
economically,
well, we're in one, but
we're
they just
in one.
Won't say
but that doesn't mean your business has to be. And it's something that we're super passionate about because Brian got his business started in a recession.
Yeah.
And so many people were saying like, I'm coming to like arm myself. Like I don't know what else to do. Like I don't know what to expect. This is my first year in business. This is my first year full time. I have a family depending on me. This is what's happened this year alone. And a lot of people either were excited to be coming to LAL or made the decision after we were talking to come. And I just can't wait. Like, I thank you guys for those of you who have gotten your tickets and trust us to be able to provide an atmosphere like that where you feel confident coming in to be like poured back into.
Amen to that. Yeah, I agree. And I'll also say this to the half of the people that came that we shook hands with and asked them if they're coming to LAL 2022. They said, "What's an LAL?"
I think half of people I talked to were like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming," or "Oh yeah, I can't make it this year," or, "Oh yeah, like I've heard about that," and then the other half were like, What's
Launchpreneur Academy Live?
Or what's Together in the Trades? And I'm like, we are not doing a good enough job. We always feel like we over promote things, but apparently not.
If you guys are like a diehard zealot fan listener to the show, you've never missed an episode. I've listened to all 420 episodes. Dude, we love you. We appreciate you. Like, you guys have no idea. Of course, you know it's about Lawns Lessons Life. Of course, you know which way Fullerton leans politically speaking. Of course, you know that. You guys know like my blood type. You guys know like my food preferences. We guys send us gift cards. We had people who were giving us gifts at the show, like
which not expected.
But you guys got to realize too, like it's a big breadth of people listen to the show, and some people just listen to 5 episodes and they move on. Some people, they just listen to one show. Some people are just getting started and they just start at episode 410 or whatever we're at now, and they don't have any history. So they're like, "What's an LAL?" So when I promote on every event or on every podcast, what's going on? It's for a reason. Like if you're a diehard zealot, you're like, dude, I know the Brian's 10. I stop. But then we're at EQUIP, and like at the end of the day, every day we would get in the truck and we would just decompress for 5 minutes, and then Liz would go, "I cannot believe how many people don't know of our marriage conference or our live event in November."
Like I feel annoying about how much I'm talking about it, but like I'm still apparently not talking.
We're not doing
a
good enough job apparently.
It's crazy.
So here's the deal. November 12th said. All that being said, we have a live event in Novi, Michigan. We have 6 or 7 amazing speakers: Greg Woodstock, James Mansky, Mike Andes. More on Mike later. Mark Bradley, Nick Carlson, Troy Clogg, you and I, Cycle CPA, Postcard Mania, my younger brother with Brandon Bull. So many people coming in to help you grow a successful lawn and landscaping business. It is going to be freaking awesome. Okay, the ticket was $197 for the early bird registration. That ended the first week of October. The new ticket price is $249. It's $50 extra. It's no big deal. Come on up to Michigan. I'm telling you, I don't know of a single person that's came to our event and regretted it. I have a standing offer. If you don't think it was worth $197 or $249 or whatever your ticket cost is, and you come to me Saturday at 6 o'clock at night when we're done with the event, or Sunday morning when I catch up with you after the dust settles, and you're done mingling and hanging with people and hallway conversations and event speakers and outdoor demo, and you say, "Fullerton, straight up, I love you, but this thing sucked," I will literally give you your $200 back.
And he's
I'm
very sincere.
Yeah. It's not a cash grab. It's nothing like that. It's dude, this thing is a banger event, and you're going to learn so much stuff that's going to catapult you, not for 2023, not for 2020, for your life, forever, put you in a better headspace, help your business grow. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. And by the way, we'll get into it because Mark Bradley, I got to catch up with him. I got to catch up with Mike Andes. These guys are bringing the heat. I got to talk to Nick Carlson. Mm-hmm. Nick Carlson opened up his phone at the Mulchmate booth. We were shooting a quick video. Folks, he was just going through his phone. He had 2 or 3 scrolls of notes. He's like, "I'm just coming in. I'm bringing the heat. I'm not holding a single thing back. I'm going to punch everybody in the face."
I can't wait.
I said, "That's what we need." I said, "We're going to do 80 technical, 20% inspiration." Okay. So any which way, I love you guys. Come check out launchpreneuracademy.com. If you've been there for the first 3 years in a row, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you. This one's going to be an entirely different event. Don't say it's an off year. Don't say I'll catch you next year. Don't regret it on November 13th when you see the photos start dumping on Instagram and YouTube and be like, "Man, I wish I was there," but whatever got you, whatever got your goose, right? I'm just telling you, you didn't win as much as you could have. Yeah. Okay, so whatever the thing is, money, job, kids, cars, clothes, this, that, hotel, whatever, like, bro, figure it out. Come up to LAL, come up to Novi, Michigan, November 12th, Saturday. Tickets at launchpreneuracademy.com/store. That's where our training website is. You can get courses, contracts, a bunch of great stuff. But we'd love to have you there. All right, Liz, I mean, it's wild. Half of the people didn't even know we're having an event.
I know.
And they're like, "I love the podcast." I'm like, but we talk about it every other third episode. And then on YouTube, they're like, man, I've never missed a single YouTube video. I watched 1,000 videos. I'm like, awesome. I'm like, you coming to Michigan on Saturday? And Novi, like, what's going on? And I'm like,
what do you mean?
What are you talking about?
And the thing is, it's turned into such a big, like, I was thinking about this when I was taking a nap earlier. LAL's turned into like a 3-day event this year, basically. Friday night, the go-karts. Saturday, all-day conference. The next morning, you had the mastermind breakout. We have the ladies' breakfast.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot happening. I think this is still like just the beginning. I don't know where we're going to take it from here, but.
And then Together in the Trades, which is going to be in Big Sky, Montana. It's a marriage conference we co-host with Caleb and Brittany Allman. Great people. That's in Big Sky, Montana this year.
Sounds kind of weird to say we host a marriage conference. Like, how does that relate to you guys? Well, like, entrepreneurship, let alone entrepreneurship in the trades, has such a high rate of divorce. It's something that Brian and I feel super passionate about. Is we want to not just have people have a successful business. I think to have a successful business, you first have a successful life, and that means a successful foundation, which is your marriage and your family.
Yes.
So this is like the root of everything. So
tickets will go on sale the day of or the day after Entrepreneur Academy Live. It'll probably be at togetherinthetrades.com. Yep. So more on that soon. Big Sky, Montana. It's going to be a beautiful retreat. I'm telling you, Liz and Brittany have been just planning this thing. They're getting excursions and different events already planned. It's going to be a really, really good time. But we host a marriage conference in July normally next year.
You're saying like, hi, I'm Brian and I have a YouTube channel.
By the way,
not everybody knows, so we got to repeat it.
There you go. For the 5,000 people that listen to this specific episode, you can never say, I didn't know. And it's wild, folks. We met like 1,000+ people probably. And everybody's like, what's an LAL? I'm like, I'm not doing a very good job. And, but they're at the conference. They're at the booth.
I know.
How are you here, but you don't know the other? That's the wild. I just don't get it.
And like, if you were at Energize, that's like a taste of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna get into that. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this really quick. Let's cut to a quick commercial break. We got to pay for the whole show. We got to keep the lights on here. Nothing is free. Nothing is cheap. We got to produce the show. So we do want to say a quick shout out and thank you to our show announcements and sponsors. Anybody that's ever been a sponsor part of the show, and all you guys that support the sponsors too, from the X Marks, the Ballard products, the Isotunes, the Brian's 10 code, all that stuff. All that kickback goes right back into funding the hobby. It keeps the lights on. I'm telling you straight up. We love it. We appreciate it. I know you guys do as well. That's what keeps this machine moving. So let's kick to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about funny stories, the DeWalt fire, Energize, meetups, all this stuff. It was a really, really crazy time. So, all right, guys, hang tight. We'll come right on back.
When your fall leaf cleanups are stacking up like the leaves and time is of the essence, there is no better solution than to sleigh through the leaf cleanups at warp speed with Billy Goat's flagship leaf loader, the all-new DL3700 VETR Leaf Dragon, and the Z3000 zero-turn Hurricane stand-on blower. The combination of these two all-powerful leaf-decimating machines will burn through large-scale leaf cleanups fast, helping to save valuable time and money during the season. The Leaf Dragon features 6,900 CFM of high-volume leaf suction, while the Hurricane Blower has 7,500 CFM of air volume and travels at a ground speed of 9 miles per hour. This pairing is the perfect setup for high-volume leaf cleanup that will exceed your expectations in productivity and result in a more profitable season than ever before experienced. Visit your local Billy Goat dealer or learn more at billygoat.com.
All right, guys, so let's jump right on back into it. Liz is giving me the look right now. Why are you? What? It was a little bit longer than normal 10-second ad break, but I'm like, Liz, I don't have a ton of energy here. You got to carry the show. You're drinking your bone broth soup. Yeah. It's always tough because you get wiped out after an event like this.
For those of you who
everybody
don't know, too,
does.
If you didn't see the announcement or anything, we are pregnant.
Well, you're pregnant.
Well, I am pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2022.
Yeah, men can get pregnant too. So just thank you, actually, yes, for clarifying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like refuel my body after it was a long week.
Dude, I'm just chomping down vitamins, just trying to eat healthier here. We went out to Longhorn, got some steak. I'm like, I just need red meat. I just need meat and potatoes and like some carbs. It's been a couple days. By the way, everybody else at the show on Friday, like, hey man, good show. You excited? I'm excited. Everybody's like just dead tired, tired. And then you just like break the awkwardness. I'm like, are you exhausted like I am? They go, oh my God, I'm so tired.
And then like everybody says too, they wish it was like another day longer. I don't know.
I don't know if you can do another day.
I mean, we could use another day logistically to like fit stuff in, but I don't know if I could make it.
All right, let's go. Yeah, I agree. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, because here's why. It starts on freaking Tuesday. The show's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it starts on Tuesday because well, for us, we go down, we drove down 9 a.m., headed on down. It's funny, like all my Michigan friends, they all left around the same time too. Didn't see any of them on the highway, but Bedell was there, and so we get down there 2 o'clock No, 2 or 3.
About 3 or 4.
3 or 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Get into the hotel. We can do a quick cleanup, wash up a little bit. Head over to Merrill's Whiskey Kitchen with Mitchell Gordy and those folks.
Such a cool meetup. Such a cool venue.
Yep.
Can we just appreciate Mitchell for a minute for putting that together?
I appreciate Mitchell for a quick minute. He gets a quick minute.
A quick minute. We know firsthand how hard it is to organize stuff like that.
It is, yeah. He rented out half of the restaurant there, right down 3 blocks from the Galt House, which is where we were staying this year. Jobber was helping support that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of tacos and a bunch of food that you could just like finger foods. But then everybody was ordering food too, and it was kind of like the pregame. A lot of people were there. It was already getting cold. It was like 45. It was 45, 50 degrees. So we bring down our coats and all this. So we're wearing them inside. Then it's like 90 degrees inside this restaurant. And it was a bar.
Because there's a ton of people in there. It was standing room only, shoulder to shoulder.
There was 300 people in a restaurant that serves 90. Okay, which is kind of how we all roll.
It is one thing about this community. We like pack it out.
We roll deep. That's true. We saw everybody there. Mac to Steel Cuts to Troy to the Ballards to Acme to literally everybody.
Everybody.
Bedell was there. I sound drunk right now. Like everybody was there. It was awesome. And we got I think I got a glass of water and that was about it because it's just so swamped.
Yeah.
So we were there for about 30 minutes. It's loud. We brought the baby.
We had Emmy with us. She was she's like kind of on the tail end of like this peak stranger danger stage. You know? So she's fine as long as we're usually next to her, but seeing like her dad get like hugged by all these people, like she was just like, stop touching my dad.
Yeah. And that is a really weird phase for the baby. Because we're learning too. She's 14 months old. So she was like happy, then freaking out, then happy, then freaking out. So, and it was loud. So we're like, obviously probably not the best environment to bring your kid into a bar.
I see it now. I know nobody else had their children.
Yeah. Nobody else had their kids there, but we don't know anything about anything. So what do we know? Right. So we shifted gears, said, hey, highs and byes to everybody. And everybody was going to roll over into the first ever welcome ceremony at the
Slugger Stadium.
Yeah, which was not even a half mile down the road. And that was a really, really cool event. It was a huge stadium, the baseball stadium, AAA baseball stadium kind of a deal. They rented out the whole place. The whole concourse was packed with food, ticket, EQUIP registration booth so you could print off your ticket. They had
really smooth process. They had like machines there.
Yeah, everything actually was pretty. Yeah, I would say so. They had dozens of those things all peppered around. And then it was actually pretty cold though. So everybody went inside the. I don't know what you would call these rooms. They're just big, like off the beaten path,
like atrium almost.
Like atrium, yeah, kind of like bricked up, like rooms with chandeliers all over the place. It would be like a gala where you'd have like high top bar tables and just maybe
big banquet.
Big banquet area.
Tables, yeah.
They had 1 or 2 of these places, if I'm not mistaken. We were in the West Gate.
It was really cool. They had like...
Dude, they had hot dogs, they had burgers, mac and cheese, and then...
Pretzels. Pretzels and cheese are like my favorite.
Yeah, which is basically my diet anyway, so I was a happy camper. But there's so many people there we got to network with, just again, shaking hands and meeting people, networking.
They had a cool thing with, I don't even know the name of the brand, like Evans Bourbon or something. I don't know. Where you could like dip your own mini shooter in wax, like to the top seal of it. And my mom was there with Emmy, and we're meet and greeting people.
Okay, tell the story really quick.
It's a bigger area, like you said, you picture like this big where you'd host an event. It's more spread out, more diverse. So Emmy felt comfy like walking around and stuff with my mom. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this little baby coming back to me, and in her hand is a shooter. And I'm like, who gave my kid bourbon? Brian and I don't even drink.
Right.
Like, what is going? And she wouldn't let go of that thing.
No.
So I had to carry my child around for the rest of the night, and in her hand with a death grip is a bottle of like bourbon. So I looked like the world's #1 mom. It was my shining moment as a mom.
And where did she get it from?
Not me.
Grandma.
Oh yeah, Grandma.
No, tell about Grandma came back with the tray.
Oh yeah, they had like you could taste test different bourbons, and it wasn't a whole lot. It was like it all probably added up to be like a shot. But you could taste test different variations or whatever.
But your mom came back with Emmy in her arm with the bourbon bottle with the wax and then the little tray.
And my mom doesn't drink very much, like ever. I've maybe seen my mom. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen my mom really like drink, and then maybe she'll have like a bottle of beer a year, like on St. Patrick's Day.
But you brought the whole tray back.
But she did, and she sat there and then she tried them like a G-thug, just like tasting these things, no face, no like, I just like nothing.
There's 4.
Like, who are you?
There's 4 grizzled contractors at our table. Like this, I forget what company. They're over in Iowa. Really cool dudes, and they're all like all talking liquor and vodka. I don't even know. And bourbon with grandma.
Yeah.
And they're all like just hanging out. And I'm like,
Mom, what are you?
This is like the most weirdest character. My mom's making better friends than we are drinking bourbon. When in Rome. It was actually pretty. I'm like, this is hilarious. And
and there's Emmy.
yeah, we were giving out the drink tickets. Your mom was like, oh, I'll take those. I'm like, oh my God. So Tuesday night was fun. We stuck around for the fireworks. That was really cool. I got to watch the fireworks from the truck bed.
Yeah, it was like a special little moment. It was like Emmy's first official like fireworks show. And so we're standing in the bed of the truck, perfect view of
the field,
not the end zone. I don't know what that's.
I don't know the outfield. It's not the infield or the touchdown field.
Right where they're coming from, completely unobstructed. And I had got this cute little video and picture of Brian and her like looking at them and pointing. And just when, as a parent, it's just such a different thing when you like
see it through your kid's eyes.
Yeah.
Well, then you hear the boom, 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 boom.
And it's
boom,
like reverberating
boom.
off the building. So she's like looking behind us like.
It's all downtown. It's a urban environment. So you hear the firework explode in the distance, and then behind you get the reverb. Mm-hmm. So she's freaking out, like left, right. As 14-year-old little peanut would be.
14-month-old. 14. I know she seems like she's 14.
What did I say?
14-year-old.
14-month-old. Yeah, 14-month-old. And so she was like, hold me tight, but then she was like so excited.
She loved it.
She loved it.
It was really sweet.
Yeah. So that was Tuesday. So really good job, EQUIP. If anybody from the EQUIP team listens in, great job.
I don't know if they're doing that just because this was the first year as EQUIP EXPO, or if this is
name change,
an every year thing, but it was really cool.
Yeah, I think the EQUIP name's growing on me. I think a year ago I was like, this is ridiculous.
Everybody still called it GIE.
Everybody called it GIE. It's going to be like that way for everybody for a while. Let's roll through this because I don't want this episode to be too long because we got to get to the side of But so Wednesday morning, it was the media day. We get in there, we were able to network with a couple different companies, which was really good, really cool. I'm trying to grow my brand. I'm trying to hunt for equipment, see what companies I can do some content for, and that's like kind of one of our businesses with YouTube is just showing our daily life, showing our doing vlogs, equipment reviews. Sometimes it's sponsored, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we review our stuff. Sometimes companies are like, hey, we want to get in front of 25,000 people. Can you help? Sure. Yeah. I mean that's the idea. That's the platform. That's what it is. And really it's a great responsibility for us too to show you guys the latest and greatest. Shoot it to you straight. See what's new. Help you guys with buying decisions, equipment reviews. Shoot it to you guys straight. When a company puts out a video, of course it's features and benefits, and blah, blah, blah. And then when we get it, we thrash it. We put it through the ringer. We don't do it Stanley Dirt Monkey style. That's not really my brand. My brand's like, hey, let's use it in a practical fashion. Stanley will drive it through a lake. And that's fine. He'll submerge it underwater and then see if it works.
Like the extreme testing.
That's Stan. That's his shtick. Good for him.
It's very entertaining.
For sure. More on a Stan joke later, by the way. One of you guys made me laugh so hard. I forget the gentleman's name. I think it was law enforcement. But
it was law enforcement.
Yeah, that was it. Dude, there's so many funny things happen. Like, you guys are all characters too. So when you had your guys' chaos and our chaos and all this mess together, some of the funniest stories ever. So we were able to talk to quite a few people first thing in the morning. That was really helpful before the show opened up and everybody just gets mobbed and talking to everybody. And by the way, one thing I'll just say to you guys, and this is something I was just thinking about, like, sincerely, thank you guys so much that show love when we do kind of get those opportunities, because dude, it helps our family directly too. Like, I'm not, made of money here, okay? Like, we're trying to hustle just like you guys are trying to hustle. I'm trying to grow my lawn business just like you guys are trying to grow your lawn businesses. And so when we have we had an exclusive with Steel to make some content for them. That video's blowing up on YouTube right now because they're doing some lawnmowers, which is wild. And I saw on the Steel dropped that video pretty quick, and there's like 4 or 5 people that said, "Awesome, Brian's lawn maintenance, awesome! Like, if anybody's gonna try this thing, it's gonna be Brian. Like, Brian, shoot it to us straight. Can't wait to see it." And this is like 4 hours after this video dropped. Not even. It was like at 5 o'clock. And one comment's like, "Oh, Brian's lawn maintenance. This is exactly why I won't be buying this." And I was like, what a douche. It was just some random dude, I'm sure. But I was like, what a jerk statement. Like, what did I do to you is what I'm thinking. Yeah. And you can't really worry about what the haters think. You guys know how that goes. But for the 3 or 4 people that show love, or if that video or a clip or something swings by your screen, dude, just say, "Awesome, Brian. Congrats, Brian. Great job on the partnership." Dude, that's what I would do for you guys. That's what I do for other people all the time.
My favorite is when people see a butthead comment and then instead of us defending ourselves like you guys do.
Yeah, you guys have been swarming those kind of people. Thank you. Don't let up.
That makes me a bad person.
I don't know,
but I love to see it.
It's just dude, the internet's a wild place. And so for all you guys that show love for us and advocate for us, dude, thank you so much. It means a lot. I don't know what else to say. We're not like getting paid off to say nice things. That's not how it works. I don't know why people would ever think that. It's just not how it works. It's getting paid to, expose the product and share it across our platform. Like Toro or the Steels, like we have more followers than they do with their corporate accounts on YouTube.
Wild to me.
Yeah, it's wild. So when they're like, hey, we can drop 25 grand or whatever, 100 grand through these ad agencies and TV and print and magazines. This is the shtick of social media influencers. Or they can pay somebody like myself 1/10 of that, which is still a really freaking good deal for them. It's a good deal for me. And then we could help spread it and do twice the amount of, what would you call it, Liz? Like exposure? Mm-hmm. That's just common sense. That's what social media is so popular for, to pay some 19-year-old TikTok girl or some 25-year-old, Snapchat guy. So thank you guys that have showed love and all that stuff, because we do have some stuff that's going to be cooking in 2023 that I'm really, really excited about. And so once we get hopefully some of those things finalized and those plans and those things start coming in 2023, you guys will know. And I'm excited about. There's one or two big ones that I'm really trying to get some cool equipment that I would love to demo for you guys. Can I say like Grasshopper out loud? Can I say a couple people out loud?
Yeah.
All right. So there's some cool stuff with a couple of those different brands that you guys want to see anyway, that I normally don't get to work with. So, all right, let's talk about the show opened up at. You okay over there? You drinking some more of your bone broth?
The headphones like hurt my ears because I have it. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. They're really big. My head is small and it hurts my ears. Long story short.
That's okay.
Sorry, I was just adjusting.
Well, that's why we do short and sweet episodes. We're already at 30 minutes. How do you?
We're not even into the show.
It's like the show hasn't even opened up. All right, let's keep going. Just to save our voices a little bit. Wednesday, the show opens up at noon. The floodgates open. We're in there hanging out. Dude, so many people were there. That this year we have to talk to one of the folks that head up EQUIP. And he says, biggest show ever, 25,000 people. Which
is insane. That's a lot of people.
Dude, by the way, you never really realize how many people are there until you try to leave Wednesday afternoon.
It's interesting because getting out of the parking lot and stuff is always really fun, because usually like on our own in our home turf, like we're those a-holes in the truck that will like drive over the median to like get out of like some traffic,
You guys too.
But there, well, yeah, that's exactly my point. Yeah. Everybody is that a-hole with the truck, and so nobody's getting anywhere.
Everybody's hopping curves.
It's just a mess.
Like there's a row and then there's an island at the end that some engineer put in there that were like, why? Some architect. And then usually that's like where you plow the snow. There's guys that were parking on top of those with their big old trucks. You guys saw
like I said, at home, like it's just you, or you might see somebody else, maybe like one or two people out in public will do that. But when an entire community of like lawn and
many
landscape
trucks
people get together, we're all in giant trucks.
Right.
Like it's just
25,000 cars at
poor Louisville.
Yeah, 25,000 cars at a concert is one thing. This is 24,500 trucks and 500 cars. Okay, everybody had a Chevy 2500, a 1500.
Parking was interesting because the spaces just aren't.
Everybody's sticking out of the parking spots. It's like a grown man environment. It was so much fun.
Great. And then another thing I love about that environment is there's never a wait for the women's restroom, but there is for the guys.
That's true.
It's never like that.
Usually
any other.
Usually it's 1-to-1 in this environment. I was joking at Energize. I think it's like 100-to-1 right now. Yeah. But there's more women there this year than I've ever seen.
There were so many more women there. It was so good to see, and I got to talk to so many of them.
Next year, guys, if you didn't bring the wife or the girlfriend, bring them on down and network. There's so many great ladies there in the industry. So
I should do like a ladies meetup or something.
That'd be cool. Maybe a breakfast. Maybe at a live event. Which is what we're doing, by the way. So that'll be Sunday. But any which way, the show opened up. Everybody's got their booth takeovers, their meet and greets. Companies are doing things. They're giving out food, beer. Some had leftover, brought some of the media events, at 11 o'clock, which is cool. We did a Xmark booth takeover at 2 o'clock. Not going to spend a ton of time on it, but you guys showed up like crazy.
It was our biggest booth takeover yet.
100%. I would imagine.
That line never died down. We went through 150 shirts, I think, within...
No, 200 shirts.
200 shirts?
In not even an hour.
No, not even an hour.
Yeah.
It was, Brittany Almond said it best. She called you a Disney character because they just had you standing in front of this backdrop and people were waiting in line to see you. And so they come up and they say, hey, take a couple minutes to talk to them, hand them their shirt, take a picture. Okay, next person in line. And it was
so much fun.
It was really cool. And then I even had the little line of people.
You had a line too, outside. You were on the other side of this lawnmower and you had a line 5 or 6 people deep for an hour as well.
It was fun.
It was so cool. Thank you again to all of you guys that said hey. And there's so many of my buddies that have said hey, by the way. It's, but you're getting in line and just showing Xmark some that where you got some clout to keep getting some brand deals with these people. Xmark's my dream company. Like, I've been using them for 17 years.
Who was it? Was it Bobcat? Who was it who was like, Brian's Lawn Maintenance is Xmarks and Xmarks is Brian Lawn's Maintenance?
Yeah, we were at the Bobcat booth, and that guy, we were actually able to talk to one of their marketing people, and he said, he's like, you really put that company on the map.
They've been around a long time, but I'm glad you think so.
I said, can I get you to say that again on a microphone so I can take that back to them? And so any which way, we super appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. There's 300-400 people that came by. We got to do it with B&B, got to hang out with us for a little bit. Kalfas was there the hour before. Paul Jameson was tagging up with us. It was just such a great time. Paul was over there like, he had camera people and audio people, and I don't even know what he was doing. He was all over the place doing a bunch of stuff. It was a wild time, no doubt about it. The Wednesday afternoon show from there, you and I didn't have any more obligations, I don't think, on Wednesday, right? We were just trying to take some recording and videos and clips and network. We
had a lot of meetings during the media.
Yeah, just to get it all out of the way. But
as far as like public things, no.
We went to a couple other people's booths. People were doing meetups and stuff like that, so we got to hang out with some other folks there. But really, we were just trying to capture some video. By the way, I'm hoping later today, Monday, real time, you guys will be able to watch like a mega vlog from the whole event on YouTube. Because usually we do like 2 or 3 videos or our latest and greatest. It's just so hard to capture content.
Well, and it gets stretched out. So like you're watching EQUIP content, not on our.
You guys say EQUIP, like Caleb Ullman.
EQUIP. You're watching EQUIP content, not just on our channel, but everybody else's channel for like the next 2 weeks. And it's just a lot. Like it's just if you didn't go, like I don't need to see it that much.
I'm just going to condense it down to one 30-minute vlog instead of making like 3 15-minute vlogs. It's just easier for editing, time's sake. And after this, it's like, dude, we got to shift gears. Clean up, snow, life.
And,
we're right out of the frying pan into the fire. We got winter shop tours which are coming on YouTube. It's going to be a crazy next 6 weeks on YouTube. So show some love. Come out to the YouTube channel, briansonmaintenance.com, and subscribe. Hit the like on the video. Watch it if you guys want late night. It's a lot of fun. We did bring as much we could, latest and greatest, including the Wednesday DeWalt fire. So we're at the Xmark booth.
And it's like just starting to wrap up. And we had, it was really cool. We had Rob with us this year. And so we're standing there and somebody was like, oh, did you see DeWalt's mower caught on fire? I'm like, oh, haha, funny. And they're like, no, really, it's outside on fire right now.
Yeah.
And so Rob's like, I'm out of here. I want to go see it.
Rob jumped. I couldn't even grab him. Like, he's just like, I'm out. And a bunch of you younger guys that listen and follow were running in, airdropping me photos and videos on my phone real time at the Xmark booth. And I do feel very sincerely bad for that.
I do. Like, honestly,
what a PR
what a
nightmare.
terrible thing to have happen to a company. And like I said earlier, the big push right now is battery. And there are some equipment out there that's really awesome. I know people feel a certain way about some battery stuff. And there is some out there that's just not good. But it didn't look good for anybody to have their battery mower on fire
this
out
thing
there.
Was a lithium-ion fire, which doesn't go out with just water. I don't know how to get it out. I'm not a firefighter.
Flour,
yeah, bacon grease,
fire,
but dude, this thing is just on fire. DeWalt's putting out pressers. Mitchell Gordy's supposed to be like creating some sponsored content for these folks that put on his YouTube channel, and I'm texting Mitchell. I'm like, hey, dude, are you posting that yet on your social?
Then Jeremiah had an interview. The podcast the next day. He's like, what are we going to talk about?
Oh my God. I felt so bad. Like it just up in flames. And I'm like, Mitchell, did you get prepaid for that content? Like, he's like, no, with his deep voice. He's like, no, why? I'm like, And then he gets a text from the DeWalt team and it's like, hey, let's hold off on posting that content. More to follow.
I think he was able to put it out.
Was he?
I think I saw something.
Was they able to put out the fire? It's a lithium on fire. It's like Chernobyl. That thing just
brought everybody. Like, it wasn't just DeWalt had to clear the booth. The entire
the whole outdoor demo had to get cleared out about 2-3 o'clock. So shout out to the DeWalt team.
Sorry.
Go back to the drawing board. Sucks.
It's a cool concept and everything. Like, I really felt bad.
Well, the mower, by the way, was I guess we can talk about the mower. A little free plug for them. They need all the help they can get. It was like a stand-on mower that could like transform to a sit-down mower. It's pretty dope in concept. Practically speaking, it's probably gonna be $35,000, and it's battery, it's dual, stand on and sit down. I mean, just like practically speaking, nobody asked for it, so maybe it was like an omen too. Like, just burn this thing off, like, and get rid of that engineer. Like, just stick to hand tools. And maybe some of the guys, product that you guys are moving through Home Depot, but like, can I say that out loud and still be friends? Like, nobody asked for this thing. It's going to be $35,000, and I would imagine. So stop trying to shove this stuff down our throat and stop rushing production on this kind of stuff. Like, no, you guys are great at leaf blowers and drills and impacts, but what at the end of the day, are you going to sneeze? What are you doing right there?
Sorry.
That's the cutest little sneeze.
I tried to take the mic as far away as I could. Did you still hear it?
Yeah. I wasn't going to stop. You know why? Because last week you didn't cover me on my burp.
We threw up in your mouth.
I threw up in my mouth on the podcast, and you didn't cover for me. So that's how we don't keep score, but we just keep jabbing at each other. You know, I'm sure it's great. Come to our marriage conference.
So DeWalt on fire. You know, it could be if their PR team is good, they could really spin it. Like, this mower's fire. You know, like they could really do a good job with it.
There's all the memes were coming out, like 250 new things being released at EQUIP EXPO, and then somebody crossed it out with a red line and put 249. It's such a silver platter opportunity for Milwaukee, but they didn't throw any punches, which is better than I probably would have been if I was on the. So any which way. It was an interesting thing. So Wednesday night, that kind of shuts down. 4th Street Live's going on. Where did we go Wednesday night? We went to
the axe throwing place.
We got to hang out with Alan Hain, Brett Goodyear, Jimmy Lewis.
I wanted to. So my sister-in-law had her 30th birthday party at an axe throwing place here local.
Yeah.
And I was too chicken to throw then. And so I was like, oh, this is like the perfect opportunity. And I really like them. Those guys, you know, like they're really cool.
I think I met my sister-in-law. I'm like, yeah, we probably should like them.
No,
my
and his wife.
sister.
Gosh, what is his wife's name?
Who? Alan?
No.
Jimmy Lewis?
No.
I'm not even sure who you're talking about.
Anyways, it was just really good people. And then Emmy was like losing her mind. So
the whole time?
Yeah, she was hungry. So we had to go because she wouldn't eat. I just knowing Emmy. I think there was tacos and she wasn't going to have that. So we actually went and got barbecue.
Yeah, we went.
We ended up eating the same barbecue place.
Well, really quick, when we were at the axe throwing time, it was a really good time because Brett was there. Susie, his wife.
Susie, yes,
okay.
Thank you.
I was like, who are you talking about?
I really enjoyed meeting her.
Brett and Susie were there. We were hanging out, and it was really fun because he got to introduce me to a couple of the DIY brands that him and Alan get to work with. The Yard Mastery thing that they have, and their fertilizer company.
Hopefully they can help us figure out our lawn whenever we finish.
I was going to say, I'm going to need some fertilizer, guys, when I start actually taking care of my 3.5 acres, which we'll have some house updates coming here soon.
A lot of you asked about the house.
We'll another episode for another time. But Wednesday, we went to the axe throwing place. We went to the really good barbecue place, if you guys need one in the future, is Beast Barbecue.
Feast with an F.
I'm sorry, Feast.
We ate there 4 times?
3 times.
3 times?
Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was really good barbecue.
Well, Emmy ate while we were like,
she kept eating it, so we kept going back.
Yeah. So when we travel, we try and feed her decently well. And so there's a few things that we know we can go to that are like normal foods for her, and barbecue is one of them. So anyways, she ate there, so we ate there a bunch.
Yeah, that was really, really good time. Feast Barbecue, right down the road from the downtown area, I thought.
Yeah, there's a place across the street called Guacamole. It looked really good.
Okay, we'll have to go back there next time. A bunch of people were going to Wild Eggs, by the way.
I know, I saw. We didn't get to go.
Our first year or two, we did a meetup on Friday mornings. I think it was at...
I don't think we could fit in that place.
No, at Wild Eggs. We should go back, though. We should do a little throwback. Oh, by the way, thinking of breakfast things, the Hardscaper breakfast was 7 a.m. They were all loitering in the parking lot doing a tailgate meetup.
So the almonds were like, hey, we're going to this, the
the almonds, dude, don't get me started. They're in trouble, dude.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. And Brian's like, hey, we should go to because you're pretty interested in hardscaping. I don't know
I
if
love the
I'll ever
hardscape
add it,
people.
But like plating your own projects and stuff, like
no way. There's no way I'm doing it.
Yeah, it interests you though.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, maybe we should go and just like loiter with them.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was in a flipping parking lot. And
I know.
You guys brought your iron, whatever those black iron stove
grills
things or something.
Skillet things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they're like, dude.
Only hardscapers are standing around in a parking lot at 7 a.m. when it's like literally 40 degrees.
It looks like a tailgate.
Cooking breakfast. They were. That's exactly what they're doing. Tailgating, which is fun, but not that early in the morning.
Dude, no way. If you invite me to something, that's why we didn't go to Influencer Live at 7 or it was at 8 a.m. I'm like, it's impossible with a kid. Yeah. It's just too early.
Pregnant, I've been so tired.
Yeah,
like this EQUIP was the hardest yet. I think
you held your own.
I did pretty well, but it was all adrenaline.
Well, and it's funny because the almonds were like, oh, we're gonna be at this booth at 12. The meetup was at 1. We're gonna be at the Hardscaper breakfast is at 6. It's at 7.
They thought it was the day before too.
They thought it was a different day. Then they
Did
were
you
there.
ever talk about when they came up here for that?
Well, hold on. We'll get to that. But then Energized, they came for the pre-testing for the audio check, and they were like an hour late or an hour early. And then they were like there for Energized on Wednesday at 2 p.m. It was supposed to be Thursday at 2 p.m. So Brittany Almond's walking around the ballroom like, when is this thing? And
it's not like they have a lot on their mind or anything.
No, they're just all over the place too. And so Brittany Almond's like, I was here at 2 o'clock yesterday. I was the first one. I was so excited. She goes, I was going to support you guys.
Aww.
And then she realizes that the whole place is empty. And so she was a whole day early because there was excuse me, it was on Thursday instead. But by the way, they came up to the Teco event up here in Michigan, and that was on whatever. It was like on a Thursday, and they came up on a Wednesday.
Got a hotel and everything.
Yeah, like, dude, totally messed it up. But anyway, which way? They were great. We hung out with them the whole time. Do you want to check out on me? Or are you good here?
I'm good.
Okay. It's Grandma's problem. We got 5 more minutes and we're done. But
right.
it was Thursday was a lot of fun as well. The influencer live. So that was Wednesday, by the way. We're done there. Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday, we get there about 9 o'clock in the morning, talking to companies, hanging with people. We didn't really have any obligations the first half of the day, which was great. We just got to see the show. We were walking around, getting to meet a bunch of people, checking out the booths and stuff like that. We're not like walking in, hey, I'm Brian's All Maintenance. You guys want to do something? I'm like just looking at equipment, looking at lawnmowers. The Hustler booth had a bunch of great stuff. The Cub Cadet booth, the Toro booth. Who else did we see? We saw the Boss booth. We were on the main drag. We actually went to Hardscape North America, the other side of the event.
We like that kind of like it.
We got to see the Outdoor Project podcast guys.
Yeah.
Did a interview with Joey and Ben.
That was cool. They had a whole sound booth like set up. It was so neat.
That was that podcast. You guys got to check out the Outdoor Project podcast. Whatever episode that I'm on that I dropped, it was a fire episode. It
was interesting because that was the first stop of the morning, and we walk up and like I can't remember his friend's name.
Joe, Quentin, the Lawn Ninja guy, or different. Yeah, another guy.
Anyways, you guys just walk, like we literally walk in, you guys sit down, you put your headset on and you start ripping it. And we're like, whoa, like it was like a, hey, hi, okay, let's go. And like, you just got into it. And both of you were on like the same wavelength with like just getting after it.
It was a good episode.
It was really awesome. And we were only hearing snippets of it because like I said, it was a sound booth.
Yeah.
And
Ben.
Yeah,
Ben's his the other guy. Ben runs they all run the show, but Ben's the audio engineer.
Okay.
And then Joey's the host usually.
It was really, really cool. It was, and it's glass, so everybody could see in. It was just such a neat booth.
It was fire, dude. It was fire. Like I like had some decent sleep, or not. Maybe I was just deprived. But dude, it was a fun episode.
It was great.
I just remember us ripping it. I was like, "That's a banger episode, dude." Like, can I get half of that? You know. But we walked up and down all of H&A. Saw the Site One folks. We saw the Blaze Grill people or whatever they are. All Pave Tool people, Blades Direct people. Unilock's booth. We saw.
You had another little podcast too.
With Quentin, the lawn care ninja. We did a podcast with him. It was fun. The H&A area was a lot of fun. We saw the who's the blue tractor guys, the LS or something like that tractors. They had a huge booth. Shout out to those guys.
They had like shipping containers on top of shipping containers.
Yeah, they definitely get the award for the coolest booth. They had like 3 containers stacked on top with like a lookout tower / like we called it the financing office.
Yeah, so they took you up there and wouldn't let you leave until.
But they should have did that with like ringing a bell, like at Wilson Marine when they do the bell at the boat show. Like cool. If you buy a boat, you get to ring the bell. Buy a tractor, ring the bell. That would be a great way to build some hype, unless there's no bell ringing. That would not be fun. Let's see. After that, we got to walk the whole show Thursday. I heard, by the way, the Influencer Live I heard was a really good success that morning. There's 300.
I was bummed we couldn't make it, but like we did not get up. We got up early because Emmy woke up at like 4.
Yeah.
And then it was just a mess of a morning.
Yeah, there was like 300 people there, which was amazing. I mean, it was a podcast. Look for those podcasts. They're probably dropping this week, actually, with Green Industry, Kid Contractor podcast, and then LCR Media podcast. Yeah. And they got to interview some great folks there. And then Thursday afternoon, one of do you want to go check on her really quick? Or are we good for a second? We're almost done anyway.
Yeah.
So Thursday afternoon, our 20-minute episode, 45 minutes later. Our Thursday event was Energize. That was the first ever. That was EQUIP approached us. They approached me and they said, "Hey, do you want to do something first thing in the morning? Do you want your own event?" Yeah. And I said, "No, not really." I said, "We do LAL." I said, "I don't want to encroach on anything. There's a lot of great people here. Like, but sure, I'm like, what do you guys need or what do you want?" And so they wanted to do more training. They wanted to get you guys involved with more like industry-led training and peer-to-peer event conference stuff. And I was like,
which is really cool for them wanting to support something like that.
Yeah. I was like, well, sure. I'm like, what do you guys got? And like, whatever you want. We'll get you a stage, a platform, an hour and a half. What do you need? What do you want? I'm like, I said, really? I said, I love doing panels. I think that's where you get that that synergy, right? Yeah. That third mind that kind of pops up and you get some really good conversation. And the guy that we get to work with at EQUIP was like, dude, whatever you need, whoever you pick. And I was like, okay, well, and we could have picked 100 people from 100 people.
There's so many cool people and knowledgeable people. This was just the first year. And
anybody we would have picked would have did a banger job. But we picked B&B Lawn Care, Blake, Paul Jameson, Green Street Podcast, Mike Andes with Augusta, and I just emceed it. And I'm telling you what, those 3 dudes were incredible. Like, first off, you guys showed up like crazy. I was kind of sweating it.
Packed out. It was standing room only in the back. I don't know if you could see because of the lights.
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't an open seat.
First off, you can't see a dang thing on stage because of the lights. It's a big setup that these guys did. It's just like LAL. It's a big stage setup. But you get, first off, to the audience, to all you guys that came and showed love, there was 300 plus people there. Like, it was packed out. I literally was sweating. I'm like, dude, it's the first one. It's during the show. So I was like, we got to compete with the actual,
how many
show
people
floor.
are actually going to leave the show to come to this?
Yeah, even though it's right down the hall, at the main entrance.
It's hard.
Yeah, but you're in the demo booth. Do you want to walk 20 minutes up front? Maybe not. But you guys showed up and showed love. It was so cool. There was 300 plus people. But I'll tell you what, like, we did an hour Q&A of just about getting customers, how to market better, expanding services, expanding profitability. Mike did an amazing job. Blake did an amazing job. Paul did an amazing job. What was your thoughts on the event?
I thought it was really good. I got a seat right up front, directly in front. I was that wife. Rob and I sat there, and we both just kept saying, like, wow, this is like really good. I mean, I'm going to be biased. Like, everything you do, I think, is awesome. But like, it genuinely was really, really great. And for the first year, and like, just kind of going at it, it was great. There was never a lack of like conversation happening, or like, and then everybody was saying was so good. Sometimes, we do a few events, and sometimes you get people on stage and they're good on screen or they're good on a podcast, but on stage it's completely different. Mm-hmm. And I think you said everybody at ease really well. Everybody up there had really great chemistry, and you touched on a lot of different subjects that anybody in business could relate to.
Sure.
So you picked a few different subjects, and you had, 3 people to choose from, so you could kind of pick and choose who you directed the question to play at their strengths. And the wealth of information there was just so good.
I think the guys did an amazing job. I did not want to be the man or anything like that. I wanted to let these guys to shine. They did an amazing job. They're incredibly credible in their own right. I was really impressed with all the answers. I love the chemistry. We were all just making fun, ribbing each other.
It was funny.
Poking fun at a bunch of stuff, just shooting it straight. I was ribbing on Energize a little bit. I'm like, who got the photo of my banner, or the banner, my photo in the banner, I should say. It was the whitest photo they could have got of me.
So pale compared to everybody else.
We took that photo down in Orlando in March on a family trip. We had hired a professional photographer
for some family photos.
And over at Disney somewhere, and somehow that's the one that they ripped. And dude, it's the whitest shot at like 8. Terrible. It's like at 7 o'clock at night, like sunset type white photo. I'm so white, dark blue. I looked so white. I'm like, could anybody just have photoshopped me to be a little bit more tan, or grab like a mid-June, July photo? And then Mike Andes was, him and I, we've got a good friendship forming up, and I was like, and he's, shout out to Mike, but he's like 4 foot nothing. He's like 5 foot nothing. And I said, Mike, can I make some fun jokes? So like, he goes, dude, anything is open. So when we were going through
he was a very good sport.
He was a good sport. So we go to the banner, and I said, now Mike Andy's over here. I said he had to jump on a step stool just to get into the frame of the photo. He laughed. The crowd laughs. Everybody's laughing. He grabs the mic and goes, actually, Brian, it's called a booster seat. And so he was making fun. And he got Paul Jameson and Blake's photo. They just look perfect. Yeah. That's how it started. So you guys can imagine where it went from there. But big event, great success. Thank you to all of you guys that showed up and showed love.
It was great.
So all right, let's shift gears. So Thursday we did Energize, got to meet 20-30 people on the stage.
After Energize, we had to hightail it to Toro because we had to meet up so Energize ended at 3. We had to be in the booth at 3:15.
Yep.
Which is like impossible.
Impossible.
Because everybody, we wanted to say hey to everybody who came out to Energize after, and then making the trek there. But I think we were only 15 minutes late for our booth takeover with Toro. Great company, great people. Andrew at Toro was totally understanding. I was like, I tried to get him here as quick as I'm literally out of breath. I'm like, dude, we tried so hard. It just wasn't working.
The show's so big.
Yeah, and they totally got it. And you guys again turned out for Toro. Like we thought, we're like kind of worried because the meetup at Xmark went so well. We're like, oh, maybe everybody who wanted to see us just came to Xmark, and now all the rest of our takeovers are going to be crickets. But that wasn't the case.
I don't know if there was any like repeat people, if you will, at Toro.
No.
Like, so I'm like, oh, cool. It's like an extra 100, 200 new people that we got to meet.
It was really, really good. Toro was very, very excited.
Yeah.
So
Thank you guys so much for showing up and showing love.
made us look good.
For real, dude. Because you never know. Like, last thing you want to do is a takeover and like nobody shows up.
It's like throwing a birthday party and you're like hoping your 5th grade class actually comes. You know,
Right.
It never gets easier.
No, it was cool. By the way, just to stay humble too, or to be humbled, Rich Clark from Billy Go actually works at Vermeer now, as you guys know. Rich goes, "Hey man, I heard your booth takeover went pretty well." He goes, "How many people?" I'm like, "I don't know, 200, 300, 400 people." He goes, "Oh, that's awesome." He opens up his phone and he shows us the line for, is it Trace Adkins?
Yeah, the country singer.
The country singer. There was literally 1,000 people in line. Like probably like 2,500 people in line, and he goes, when you start actually getting real famous, he goes, this is what you're looking forward to in the future. And I go, who or what is that? He goes, that's Trace Adkins. And I go, who's that? He goes,
are you serious?
He goes, you're messing with me, right? And I go, I don't know anything about that guy. He goes, that's Trace Adkins, multi-platinum selling country star. I go, never heard of the dude. So he opens up his Spotify. His first song, right, on Spotify, just on Spotify had 60 million downloads. Right. His second most popular song, like 30. Then it was like 10. And he goes, hang in there, bud. You'll get there.
One day. We're like, thank you for...
That's Rich Clark, man. He's
keeping us humble.
He's the man. So Thursday was amazing. Friday, we'll just kind of button it up here really quick. Yeah. We didn't go out much on Thursday. We got dinner and then just kind of shut it down pretty quick.
No, we stopped by the rally.
Oh, yeah, duh. I'm sorry. Yeah,
we weren't there for very long.
Let's go back to the YouTube rally. That was cool. The Jobber people helped support that. Echo,
really
right?
First class job of
you got to meet so many great people there. The Kohler folks were there. Just got to again meet more people. There was 300, 400, 500, 600 people there. I don't even know how you count them. I mean, it was a lot of people. Yeah. Great job there with Naylor put that on. It was a lot of fun. It was finally starting to warm up a little bit. It was cold, but it was 50s instead of 40s. I kept walking around. This is my one thing I'll say. What's that? So I was walking around and I'm like, oh wow, it smells like horses. Like there must be, it's Louisville. Like they have the Kentucky Derby and stuff. And like, oh, there must be horses nearby. I'm saying this multiple times. Talk slower. I said it multiple times to different people and they kind of gave me this look and I'm like, what? There's a slaughterhouse right next to it. I was smelling dying animals. Yeah. Which is so sad. It smells like an outdoor like horse muddy dirt track, which farm. Honestly wasn't bad until you wouldn't know until you knew that it was like a slaughterhouse down the road. And I was like, so we were leaving, by the way, and then a train, and there's no stop signal things like the crossing arms, so they just blare the horn 25 times. Emmy was freaking out, dude, because there's all like containers and stuff like that. We were leaving because it's bedtime, so she was already overstimulated. Yeah. We left there probably about 8 o'clock, 8:30. Really quickly too, for everybody who stopped by and said hi, like thank you for being like respectful of Emmy and like not getting in her face. Like you guys were so great about like just being. Nobody kissed her, which was good. Thank you. And I had a couple of people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, we saw Emmy at the hotel, but we didn't want to go up to your mom and like freak them out." Yeah. So like thank you guys for doing that. I know it sounds weird. If we're out and about as a family, please come say hey, but like don't like mosh, you know what I mean? And don't freak or startle the baby, you know what I mean? Yeah. So nobody did. You guys were awesome. You guys were super cool. And again, I'm not trying to be anything bigger than we are, nothing like that. It's just just be respectful in public. You know what I mean? Like we try to do the same. We've seen some things happen with like other people, and we're like, oh gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah. And other YouTubers and stuff like that, which is even more wild. So that was Thursday. Yeah. And then button up, we'll do Friday. Friday was still no. Kawasaki in the morning. Yeah. We got to do a booth takeover there. A bunch of people came to show love out there. The Strunks were out there the whole time. That was really cool. We were demoing a bunch of different mowers. It was really neat. So they actually are coming out with a new engine. It won't even be available, I think, until 24. And Bad Boy they jumped on the opportunity to have it exclusively get it installed first. They had it available there, so you could demo all the different units, all with Kawasaki engines, and then the one that had the new. It's called their engine. Evo. Yeah, their Evo. It's a EFI engine from Kawasaki. It was a 24.5 and then a 34.5. EFI engine, super nice, cool tech. I don't know anything about engines, but they make great product. Kawasaki's been making some great engines, so that stuff's going to be coming down the road. And some of you guys are like techie, diehard gearhead people, and really shop your engines. To me, it's Kohler, Kawasaki, or Vanguard. Like pick your guy. Everybody's got their favorite brand. But it was really cool. And we were there for so long that it actually became lunch, and they had hot dogs available. We got the hot dogs there, which was cool. Which was actually pretty decent. We got some lemonade and chips, and then we tried to get a bunch of video outside. Saw DJ Aldrich. It was so dusty, you guys. Oh yeah, it was
filthy.
It was so dusty. It looked like a hog farm, like a Kansas Plain States, something you'd imagine out of like the Wizard of Oz, like Plain State
drought,
Dust Bowl.
We don't get
Stuff
drought
like that
up here. Like we're kind of like, oh, so it's just dry and whatever. No,
it was
I didn't understand until
dusty.
Like it made me think of the Dust Bowl, like during the Great Depression or whatever.
It was so dusty.
It got our poor camera. We got to send it out, I think, to be cleaned because
dude,
folks, not good for
like walls of dust, like something out of like Book of Eli, some kind of dystopian Armageddon movie.
It made for a really fun photo.
Yeah, that one that you took was really good.
I know.
You know
I didn't take it. Aaron Strunk took it.
Aaron Strunk did. Yeah, and by the way, anybody that ever like held a phone or a camera or took a photo with us or for us and all that, thank you so much. Like that's what everybody's doing at the whole show. Hey, you can take a photo. Yeah, I'll get you.
I asked a few people, any photos that we have. It's somebody like randomly asked to take a photo. We
100%.
realized all of our photos are like of Emmy now, so I'm like, we don't have any more photos
of us. Yeah. So if you took a photo for us, with us, or held a phone to take a photo of somebody else and then switched, thank you. Like that's what everybody's doing, is just trying to help each other out. But dude, it was wildly dusty. I
have to send our coats to the dry cleaner.
Dude, it was so bad, folks. Like we saw people coming in on Thursday from outside, and it looked like they were hog farming. Like I was like, what in the world?
They were spraying some stuff down to try and like combat it, but
there was water trucks.
Didn't work very well.
There was water trucks going through the lanes trying to water down all the walking spots.
It was really interesting because everybody's demoing equipment, and so as they drive by, the walking path just. You can't see the person all of a sudden. Like somebody's walking away and then all of a sudden they just disappear. You can't see it to the other side of the outdoor demo area. It was insane.
It was crazy.
I've never had anything like that in my life.
Yeah, so that was a wild afternoon on Friday morning. After that, we got to just kind of check out the rest of the outdoor spot. Got to see a couple latest and greatest. There was a guy that had a small leaf blower on his backpack, and
it was a bubble machine that looked like a leaf blower.
Well, yeah, it was a Husqvarna little leaf blower that shot bubbles. And I go, hey, man, this was the most random statement ever. But I was like, hey, man, it looks like you're going to need a bigger leaf blower. And he turns around, he goes, thanks, man. And he starts shooting, and there's bubbles. I think his name is Matt. And he goes, I wear this, and I raise money for charity for children's hospital, some children's hospital. I give him a bunch of toys for the holidays. And I said, that's awesome. He said, you want to donate? I said, yeah. I said, I'll give you $1,000. And he like looked at me, he goes, what? And I go, yeah, I'll give you $1,000. And I go, here's my card, email me. And he goes, are you for real? I go, yeah. He goes, nobody's ever given us $1,000. He goes, that's the most money we've ever raised ever. I said, yeah, sure, cool. I don't know. Yeah, I got you, brother. I literally that Friday we were driving back. We were at Longhorn on the way back, just some off the highway. And he emails me. I Venmo'd him a G, and we gave him $1,000 to some kids' toys to support the cause. I don't even know. I don't even know who the guy. I don't even know the cause.
Brian's such a bleeding heart, you guys. If you ever need like Girl Scout cookies or like Boy Scout popcorn,
don't let word get out like that.
But it's always for a good cause. Like, don't get me wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. Like anything we get, like a brand deal or a this deal, I'm always just giving stuff back all the time. I love it. We're in the bonus round, dude. This is all extra credit. It's turning into a joke almost. Like it's a meme. Like the stuff that we're getting now, we're getting paid for now. This was never the goal. It was just to make some fun content and show love and just give somebody something fun to watch or listen to while they're out working and just trying to make a name for themselves. And but I told the guy, he literally Venmo'd me. He's like, dude, for real. He goes, I know it was on the spot. Like if you don't want to, just give $20. That's totally fine too. And I was like, what are you talking about? Let's give $1,000, dude. We got you. He was so excited. I said, hit me up again around Christmas. We'll take care of you again. And he's like, holy cow. He goes, you set the standard like so much higher than we've ever raised total money for.
He says he's done this multiple times now, and every time they try to beat what they were able to accumulate the last time.
We'll try to get more. Maybe we'll get him on the show. We'll get more of his info, and around the holidays, maybe we can show love as a community to helping kids that maybe don't have as much fortune going on right now, and bless those guys. And I'm not even going to get heavy on that because, man, I'll start crying probably. But because we got some family members that are dealing with some stuff, and it's just not good. Well, let's shift gears really quick. So that's Friday. That was a blessed opportunity there. We head back in, get a couple more song and dances with a couple more friends and people.
By then, we're like crawling along. Our like pace is way slowed.
Got to say a bunch of byes to a bunch of people walking the show, some friends that we know, some new people that we've never met. I got to see Nick Carlson talking about LAL. He's like, dude, I'm punching everybody in the face. I've been dealing with life for 3 years. I'm ready to just tell it how it is. Since his last time he came up 2 years ago. He's like, you ready? I'm like,
he's lost like, what is it, 100?
130 pounds?
Yeah.
The guy's looking great. He's 8 figures deep into Mulchmate, which is insane with sales. Insane. I'm so happy for him. He's like, dude, I'm getting offers from my company to get bought out. He goes, I'm taking this thing to 100 million. I'm like, holy shoot.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for Nick and his folks.
He's worked so hard for it.
His dad, Craig.
And, there's somebody out there who's like, oh, wow, we got lucky. Like, no, dude. Like,
that guy has paid dues. I'm so proud of him and everything that they got going on. And the fact that he still wants to take time and pour into you guys to come up to it. Dude, this guy, I'm telling you.
Could be doing anything else at this point.
I'm telling you, you guys do not want to miss Nick Carlson ripping it from the frame for 40 minutes up in Novi, Michigan, okay? All right, let's wrap up really quick. That was Friday. We hit the road. We got back around midnight. It was a pretty smooth ride back. Thankfully, listen to the Kid Contractor podcast.
Hilarious. Man and Mike.
Man on a mic. They hit the street with a little travel podcast mixer and a little microphone thing. We need to do something like that, maybe at LAL. Like, I got to figure out their setup because it was pretty cool. So he ran on to the show, and Caleb and Brittany both walking around the show, getting the hot take from people, 30-second clips.
Hilarious. If you guys haven't listened to that episode.
Oh, my God. The last 6 minutes is fire. It was a great episode. He went to the parking lot, was interviewing people stuck in their cars in the traffic. It was a lot of fun. Honorable mentions really quick. Jeremiah Jennings, shout out to him. He was with us the whole time. Big love, big support.
Yeah.
I hope he has big things materialize from this event. He was helpful in so many different ways. Foreman Rob came.
Yep.
He grabbed a bunch of clips. Half of the YouTube content you guys see on YouTube will be from Rob running around with a GoPro. You guys showed him so much love. Super appreciate that. It made him feel special. He's doing so much work, guys. He's trying so hard. We love him. We appreciate him. He's been doing great. What were you going to say? Oh, that's it. Any other shout outs or honorable mentions for you with people or companies or things?
It sounds weird, but like I'm just thankful so much for this community, and like honestly, Brittany Almond,
the Almonds, of course.
Well, last year, I was home and it sucked.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be there so badly, and so she would like FaceTime me. And as a mom, things change, and it was nice being able to walk back into this environment like I never left. And
yeah.
There's so many people I could mention that
they
made me feel that way, but
they bought food for us a couple different times.
Is his name shoot?
Is his name Shoot? That'd be a really weird name for a guy.
He bought us lunch. It starts with a J.
Javier.
Javier.
Yeah, he listens to the show. Yeah, Javier is his name.
He bought us lunch, which is totally just unnecessary to begin with. And then
I lost rock, paper, scissors to him, by the way, so that's why. And
then we're standing at this X Mark meetup, like we've been talking. I'm pregnant. I'm supposed to drink a bunch of water.
He goes through the line.
And he just to give us some water. Luke like hands me water. Yeah. And I'm like, you're like an angel. Like,
there's another guy.
Oh my gosh, I was like in a desert. Like my throat was so dry.
There's another guy, Charles, that brought us an Essentia. He's like, I know this is your water. You won't drink anything else. I'm like, well, it's not like that, but thanks, dude. So many of you guys have so many nice things like that. When somebody gave us a card and there was some cash in it, there's a whole story there. Super thoughtful. We recorded a quick clip to send back to him for that.
T4.
T4 or 10-4, something like that. Lawn care. I forget his name. It was in the card as well, but. We got to see the Spencers. We got to see Phil's Lawn Care, Aspie Moen, Kalfas is Ashley Kalfas.
Always great seeing them.
Yeah, Dirt Monkey. What do you guys
want to tell your Dirt Monkey?
Oh yeah,
story.
what do you guys want to Dirt
last
Monkey?
Story, and then we gotta go.
So you guys like troll with me too, which is now kind of funny. You guys like a little army out there. So somebody went up to I forget the dude's name. I'm so sorry. I know the guy. I got to have 3 or 4 different conversations with him during the week at the show because you bump into people, see him 5 hours later, bump into people 5 hours later. You guys know how it goes. And he went up to Stan and he got it on video too. Hey man, he goes up to Stanley Dirt Monkey and he goes, hey man, love you, awesome. Stan goes, thanks man. And Stan's just intense. And the guy goes, yeah, hey, by the way, you got to give Brian's All Maintenance a phone call back. He said it's been a little bit. It's been 18. It's been over a year to 18 months since you actually give Brian a call. So Stanley calls me live on this guy's clip, right? And I noticed a missed call from Stan. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, why is Stan calling me? I'm like, he doesn't call me. And now we're at EQUIP. And so it was just funny. So later that night, I go on Instagram and I see I think it's law enforcement, as the guy's Instagram. I see this clip and he goes, finally getting Stanley Dirt Monkey to call back Brian's Lawn Maintenance. and I'm like, oh my God, that was the missed call that I had got at like 4:00 that afternoon. Anyway, the next day he comes up to me and I go, Stan's just calling me back because you're putting him on the spot. I said, let's record another clip. So this will all be on YouTube. So we call Stan back. Goes right to voicemail. I'm like, see, he doesn't pick up my calls. He doesn't pick up my calls. I love Stan. So it's just a party, guys. It's a great time. I think we're gonna button it up right there. There's 100 more little nuances and stories and little things. And it's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to 23. Hopefully we get to network with a couple new companies, show you guys some latest and greatest, some new demos, some new equipment. I already heard a bunch of stuff at this EQUIP about what's coming to EQUIP the following year. They're going to make some changes. It's going to be really, really good. There could even be some big changes in about 2 or 3 more years with EQUIP. We're not saying anything because I don't want to get in trouble. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then, so that's going to be really dope. And then also talking to some of the companies, they're like, yeah, this wasn't our year. Like, it's just a steady year. Like, just things are good. No complaints. We're just surviving. All these companies are trying really hard to keep up with orders, guys.
Everybody's trying to just make it through. And like even bringing product to the show sometimes for some of these companies is difficult.
Every company, folks, you talk to them, you're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, great. I'm like, hey, how's it really going? And they're like, well, to be honest with you, it's been a really challenging year. Yeah. And my heart goes out to them. Like, they're sourcing engines and parts and little gadgets and all this stuff, but they're all hanging out by their teeth. You guys are showing them love, and we're all in it together. Like, hey, yelling at somebody on the other end of the phone doesn't make anything go faster, right? Or being more impatient with your dealer. Okay, like, everybody's doing their best. Like, labor challenges, equipment challenges, material challenges. But we talked to a couple companies, and they were letting us really, really, really low key, hey, we can't wait for next year. We got this, and this coming out. I'm guessing about what they got coming out. They're like, how'd you know? I'm like, it just kind of makes sense. So you're not going to want to miss EQUIP 2023 on all that fun stuff. When the codes come out, everybody will get their code. Use your favorite person, whatever. But for all of the hundreds and hundreds of you guys that use our code, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate that. And thanks for saying hey. That's what I'll button it up with. But we're getting out of here. We're going to go enjoy family day. We're going to go to the cider mill. It's 60 degrees and sunny. Beautiful day out. Go get some food after that. Anything else you want to add really quick? Thanks again for coming. You did such a great job. Yeah. For real, you held your own with... I
was like rusty.
You did a great job.
Rob was there and he's like getting content. I'm like, you took my job.
No, you did it. I'm so thankful for you.
But thank God you did, because I don't...
No, you're not even like a good like spousey, wifey, like content creating. Like, I don't even mean that. I just mean like it was fun hanging with my best friend for 3 days.
It was really fun.
I
think that's the most time that we've gotten together.
In a year.
Ever.
You're right. And I was last year I came, I had fun, but I was mopey dick, I called it, because I was just walking around like sad.
I cried a few times.
I miss you so much. I
felt for Jeremiah because he had just left his baby for the first time too.
Yeah, there's another guy, Scott, that we know. Some of you guys know. Scott had a baby 2 months ago. It's like, this is the first time I left my peanut, and he was like kind of getting choked up. He was like,
I just want to hop on. I would hop on a flight tomorrow right now.
I know. We all got work to do. Yeah. And so for all you guys that made sacrifices, job, work, equipment, life, kids, we get it. My dog's over here doing
ballet.
He's doing something. Sure. We got to get it done.
He's got the zoomies.
Yeah, he's got the zoomies. We got to go. So, all right, over now. We'll be back here Wednesday and Friday. Can't wait. Stop. We got to get done. All you guys that haven't got your LAL ticket, really quick, make sure you guys get that. We'll leave links in the description, and that's what we got in today's show.
You want to say anything, Teddy? Say something to people.
Speak. This is awkward. He's just looking at the mic. He's going to eat the microphone. It's a very expensive microphone. All right. There he is. All right. Over now, guys. We'll catch up with you here on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
When your fall leaf cleanups are stacking up like the leaves and time is of the essence, there is no better solution than to sleigh through the leaf cleanups at warp speed with Billy Goat's flagship leaf loader, the all-new DL3700 VETR Leaf Dragon, and the Z3000 zero-turn Hurricane stand-on blower. The combination of these two all-powerful leaf-decimating machines will burn through large-scale leaf cleanups fast, helping to save valuable time and money during the season. The Leaf Dragon features 6,900 CFM of high-volume leaf suction, while the Hurricane Blower has 7,500 CFM of air volume and travels at a ground speed of 9 miles per hour. This pairing is the perfect setup for high-volume leaf cleanup that will exceed your expectations in productivity and result in a more profitable season than ever before experienced. Visit your local Billy Goat dealer or learn more at billygoat.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.